तो सारे भारत में हैं, उनको अभी हमारे साथी ने बताया कि किस प्रकार से उनको कितनी जगह सम्मानित किया गया है। मैं भी उनके सम्मान में अपना नमन करता हूं और अपने सभी अधिवक्ताओं की ओर से उनको बधाई देता हूं। और श्री H.l.Sibal जी तो लिविंग लीजेंड बन चुके हैं और उनके बारे में बहुत कुछ कहा गया। मुझे ये सौभाग्य नहीं मिला क्योंकि मैं उनसे बहुत जूनियर था कि कभी उनको असिस्ट कर सकता, लेकिन वे हमारे लिए एक रोल मॉडल जरूर हैं। और हम यदि उनके तरह से उनकी जो प्रोफेशनल इंटीग्रिटी और जो उनके एक्यूमेन और जो उनके लगन और जितना वो मेहनत करते थे उसका एक हिस्सा भी अपने जीवन में ला सकें तो हम उनकी मनीषा के अधिकारी बन सकेंगे। जहां तक मुझे इस अवसर पर मैं सभी आयोजकों को, भाई आदिश अग्रवाल जी को भी बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं और आप सबको कि आपने मुझे भी अपने स्नेह का पात्र बनाया। कहते हैं संस्कृत में एक वाक्य है, वसंत प्रेमणा ही गुणा न वस्तुनि। किसी वस्तु के में गुण क्या है, कौन व्यक्ति कितना गुणवान है, इसका कारण दूसरे की नजर होती है। यदि वो उससे स्नेह करता है तो उसमें उसको सारे गुण नजर आते हैं। आप लोगों ने हमारे लिए, मेरे लिए, मुझ में कुछ इतना गुण देखा, ये आपके मेरे प्रति स्नेह का प्रतीक है, जिसके के लिए मैं बहुत आभार प्रकट करता हूं। प्रयास करूंगा कि जो अवसर मुझे मिला है उसमें मैं हमारे जो बैठे हुए माननीय न्यायमूर्तिगण हैं और जो हमारे लिविंग लीजेंड हैं उनके बताए हुए रास्ते पे चल करके कुछ निर्वहन कर सकूं और आपके और इस देश की जनता की न्यायिक क्षेत्र में कुछ सेवा कर सकूं। बहुत धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद। एडवोकेट जनरल पंजाब के भी रहे, हरियाणा के भी रहे, और सबसे बड़ी बात जो जब 1974 में हमारे पंजाब हरियाणा में वकीलों पर भी रेड हुई थी इनकम टैक्स की, तो रोहतक में हमारे यहाँ हुई थी, हमारे फादर के यहाँ, और उस टाइम और अंबाले में भी और चंडीगढ़ में, क्योंकि जब इस तरीके से छापे डले थे इनकम टैक्स के, आपको ध्यान होगा कि सर्च वारंट जो है खाली रखे जाते थे, पटियाला से इशू हो जाते थे और नाम जो है वो वहीं भर दिया जाता था। शायद वो आपकी कोठी का वो है कि उस वक्त कोई ऑफिसर भी आपके यहाँ रुका हुआ था और उसका भी जब उन्होंने कहा कि आप मेरा सर्च मेरे कमरे में जो कि मेरे ऑक्यूपेशन में उसका सर्च नहीं कर सकते, तो उन्होंने जब उनका नाम पूछा उन ऑफिसर का और उसी टाइम खाली सर्च वारंट पे उन्होंने नाम भर दिया और नाम भर के और उनके भी सर्च कर ली। तो जब हाई कोर्ट में नहीं आप तो आप हमारी तरफ से भी वकील रहे थे, तो आपका बड़ा हम धन्यवादी हैं। मैं इन शब्दों के साथ आपको रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि आप भी हमें फर्दर गाइड करें हिंदुस्तान के जो बार है, प्लीज।
I was under, but now Mr. Aggarwala has asked me to say something. To share anything about law is not very meaningful now. We have the jurists here, we have the retired chief justices here, we have judges retired here, we have the legal luminaries here. To talk of law is not very important. They know law more than I know. But at the moment, what is far more important is that you have to bring the control of the law. They will know. They are laying down the law also. The lawyers on both sides are giving them what the law is. But we want persons more and more, they should have V.N. which is necessary. The V.N. of a philosopher. The V.N. where the country has to be taken. The vision with which the constituents frame. We have the preamble. Even the preamble has not so far been implemented. Whenever decisions are being made, we look to preamble, but we sidestep it. We do not really see the core, the gist of it. On the one hand, we are saying we are going to have a sovereign, socialist, democratic republic of the country, where social justice is being done equally, where other justices are done without fear or favor and so on. Fear and favor, yes, the judges decide honestly, they decide whatever best can be done. But the difficulty here is not only this, difficulties are far too many. This country, which really should have been far stronger than it is now, is being divided into caste and subcaste. We have to look to this matter far more with incision and precision than we are doing at the moment. Unfortunately, everything which is being done in the country, the base is politics. And when religion is basing itself on political achievements, the country will be divided more and more. If politics is the reason to proffer more and more advantage on the basis of religion or sub-religion, then you can well imagine the enmity of religion will increase. We are certainly very sure, and the Constitution is correct when it says, give full freedom to all religion. But it doesn't mean give full freedom to teach hatred against any other religion. Do very well what you like. But the way in which the religions are prospering now, they are proffering now, they are educating now, they are really dividing the country into fragments. I sometimes feel, being too old, that I have seen what happened in Lahore and I have seen what happened here. There also we faced very, very difficult times near the partition days. Earlier it was perfectly all right. I thought when he came over here, things would be different. They were different for some time. But slowly and slowly, every country has to safeguard itself against these things. And I wish now that somehow, every day and every moment, the judges of the Supreme Court, which are there, who actually decided matter, which is the basis for acceptance by everybody in the country, their will should be much larger than it is now. They are doing a lot, but something more is also necessary. We have not so far achieved the directive principles. They are there. They are there. So does it mean that they are going to execute? What are they meant for? The Constitution maker said, we want this to happen. This has not happened so far to an extent. It must be enlightened by seminars, discussions, articles, where people should begin to feel we have to make a stronger, united India. Well, I just appeal to all of you that all of you concentrate on this effort and see that the sovereignty of the country, the strength of the country, the unity, integrity of the country is not rent asunder by religious differences. Thank you very much for all.
Thank you, sir. Now, I will request Mr. P.P. Rao.
Mr. Adish Aggarwala, not only the organizer, but controller of the proceedings of today's function. This is former Chief Justice V.N.Khare, Justice Padma, the senior advocate in the country, and my respected senior Mr. H.l.Sibal, Mr. Milan Kumar Banerjee, Attorney General for India, Mr. Datta, Additional Solicitor General, Mr. Mohan, Additional Solicitor General, Mr. Mohan Parasharan, of the same class, Additional Solicitor General, Mr. Ashok Nigam, the newly appointed Additional Solicitor General for the Allahabad High Court, and distinguished representatives are present here. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for all that we have done to participate in this felicitation. A huge crowd carrying a man wearing very dirty clothes, not even properly shaven, on their shoulders, and as he was being brought, there were garlands and garlands being heaped on him. So I became curious. I said, what is the matter? So when I asked somebody, he said, don't you know, he is a freedom fighter. After suffering in the jail for a number of months, today has been released. That's why the entire town is turning up to welcome him. He is a hero. How many people sacrifice like one? Those people who earlier suffered jail terms, they came to occupy positions of power. So by force of habit, garlands started continuing to haunt them even when they were occupying seats of power. Thereafter came a generation of leaders who did not go to any jail, certainly not for the freedom of the country, but garlands started going to them as they were occupying the seats of power. The second flashback I had was, you mentioned about Chief Justice V.N.Khare, how he dealt with the best bakery case in the Supreme Court. I remember appearing for the National Human Rights Commission. I had the honor and privilege to present the case before Chief Justice V.N.Khare. It was a difficult case for any lawyer to present, because against judgment of the fast track court acquitting all the accused, we came directly to the Supreme Court, bypassing the High Court. So the first question any judge would ask is, how come? What about the High Court? You have a right of appeal. There is a right of appeal. There is a first appellate court. You could have filed with the permission of the High Court an appeal. It took half an hour of argument, and argument from the heart, to move the bench. And once they understood the gravity of the situation and its implications, then Chief Justice Khare did not hesitate for a minute, and then he took charge of the proceedings. And you know, the way in which it was conducted is really memorable. His commitment and passion for justice came out. So much so, there was a rare incident in the Supreme Court when he summoned the Chief of Police Department to the Supreme Court and started putting questions to him and examining him in the court. That was a rare event. That is again which deserves to be written in letters of gold so far as human rights jurisprudence developed by this court is concerned. I always felt that the nation has not been utilizing the experience of this bold, fearless and passionate judge. I hope one day or the other, sooner than later, the government. Another flashback was the function in Rashtrapati Bhavan on the 29th of March this year. Many more people were given the awards on that day. All the awardees of Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri. The whole function was over in about an hour and a half, including tea. But Adish Aggarwala is such a thorough planner of the organization of the event that today's function is spread over not 1 hour and a half, but I think more than double that time. That shows how meticulous he is and how thorough he is. One more flashback I had was this. When I saw Chief Justice Khare rising to receive garlands and again sitting down a number of times, I was reminded of Chief Justice Hidayatullah, who became the acting President of India